The Washington State Capitol buzzes with excitement as dozens of students from around the state demonstrate their science projects and knowledge to Governor Jay Inslee.
Do you want a demonstration of how?
Yeah, please. Could you do that? Yeah, that'd be great. This is awesome. This is great. What have you learned in your project?
These students and their teachers are among thousands from across the state, benefiting from the inaugural year of ClimeTime, the first of its kind state-led network for climate science education.
Washington State, through this proviso funding, has really taken the opportunity to lead in this space. We are the only state in the nation at the moment with dedicated funds to enhance the capacity of educators to teach climate science.
The $4 million grant, requested by the governor and approved by the Washington State Legislature, is bringing climate science to life, both inside and outside the classroom, for teachers across the state. Along the coast, teachers learned about ocean acidification and its impact on Washington's shellfish industry. In Wenatchee and Yakima, teachers explored how climate change is affecting our forests and the intensity of wildfires. At a winery in Ridgefield, educators learned about how climate is affecting farmers, whether they're growing grapes or raising cattle. And near Shelton, tribal educators shared their knowledge of native plants before a hands-on workshop on soil erosion. All of these scenarios are examples of educating educators, so they, in turn, can teach students about climate science. That's the heart of ClimeTime.
This is one of my first professional developments in my 14 years of teaching, where I'm not learning teaching strategies, I'm actually learning like real local science. And that's super important for my students, especially when we're talking about climate change. Instead of talking about global change or even larger kind of in our own country, we're able to talk about Washington. We're able to talk about their streams. The river flows right next to our school. And that relevance has been super valuable in my classroom for my students.
And all of these events provide relevant and research-based data to inform instruction and are tailored to fit the communities where they take place.
It gave me some ideas for lessons that I could use to introduce climate change, and particularly in the Yakima Valley with all of the smoke we're having in the fall anymore, that summer and fall, it'd be something the kids I think are very interested in.
The workshops, seminars, and field trips, presented in collaboration with University of Washington climate scientists, 9 educational service districts, and a number of community-based partner organizations, give teachers real-world data that aligns with next-generation science standards.
Our district just bought a new science curriculum of STEM scopes, and the first training when I was comparing this to our STEM scopes, it was complete in alignment.
When he was talking about the different chemical reactions, and there's really only 3 that are occurring within the carbon cycle, and I thought, oh, what a great opportunity to bring that into my chemistry classroom. Sometimes it's hard to find real-world application or to bring the climate science stuff into chemistry, and that was a great connection for me.
And how do we know that this unique and growing program for educators is already having an impact on students?
So with our glaciers, here we have some glaciers in Antarctica.
We asked them at events around the state to share some of what they've learned.
We saw one tree, and it does like this defense where it only grows branches above like fire level.
I'm gonna say how to make sure that the wildfires do not come into your house or burn it down.
I really liked when we went on the hike and learned about biodegrading.
Just simple things in your life, like let's say you use renewable bags, that at least helps because you're doing things in your normal life that basically can kind of help.
And grow plants more quickly.
Heidi Roop, a University of Washington climate scientist, calls it ClimeTime's ripple effect. A ripple she hopes will keep expanding.
And so this has just opened up so many doors for us to get our information and our data and to get questions asked and answered for hundreds of educators that we would never otherwise have interacted with, and then just think about how that scales to the students. Every teacher represents dozens of students and their colleagues and peers, and for us it's this amplifying sort of ripple effect. And I think people are compelled to share information when it represents their lived experiences and a place that they care about and call home.
To learn more about ClimeTime and the important work being done across the state of Washington, visit climetime.org.